And my goal for this particular office hours is you will leave knowing how to boost responses for your technician help wanted ads by 20%. So that's the strategy that I'm going to teach you today, and then we'll get into Q&A afterwards. So the title for this training is Talk to More Techs. That's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to talk to more techs. You want to start those conversations, and you want to get to know them. You want to have more conversations so that you can build up a deep bench and you can have somebody to call when you need help. So the biggest frustrations that I'm hearing, I talk to a dozen or so shop owners and managers every week from independent shops. And the three things that I hear over and over again in terms of hiring is they're not getting enough applications, or they're getting ghosted. They start a conversation and then the tech never returns the call or the email. They also need help in a pinch. So they get notice on Friday that a tech isn't going to show up on Monday. So they really have to scramble to find somebody to replace them. So I'm hearing those big frustrations over and over again. So what you'll get by applying this particular tactic we're going to teach you today is a few things. One is a steady flow of qualified apps on demand. The next one is you're going to get more techs will respond to your outreach. You're going to build a deep bench that you can call on in a pinch. And you'll get to build and maintain a fully staffed shop. So we are addicted to our phones. So everybody knows that. We're all married to our phones. Everybody's got a phone now, and everybody spends lots of time on their phones. I just found a couple of interesting statistics about this, and this is really what sent us in the direction of the strategy that we're going to teach you today. And it's that 78% of consumers say that text messaging is the activity that they do most on their smartphones. So they spend more time texting than doing anything else on their phones. That was surprising to me. I thought I would have said social media. Almost 60% of consumers reply back to a text message within 1 to 2 minutes on average. That's an amazing response rate. How many emails do you send out and get a 1 to 2 minute response on? Not many. So they actually see their text messages, they actually respond to their text messages. So you can see where I'm going here with this strategy. So what we want to do is, one of the things we want to do is remove the friction in having technicians contact you. We want to press the easy button. And you can think of this as, if you've ever gone on a diet or you've ever had your doctor tell you need to lose some weight, what ends up happening is you get overwhelmed really quickly, because losing weight isn't just one thing. It's many things. It's, what do I eat? When do I eat? How do I exercise? It's all these different things. And when you add too many things on, it creates friction. And then a confused mind says no, as the saying goes. So if you have too much friction, then what ends up happening is they just say, forget it. I'm not going to deal with it. So let's apply this to finding a technician. So what happens when, and we've seen these numbers, 70% plus of your ads, particularly on Indeed or any other platform for that matter, 70% or plus of those ads are seen on a mobile device. And what are people doing while they're checking their messages on a mobile device? What are they doing where they're scrolling social media on a mobile device? They could be doing anything. They could be driving, heaven forbid. I hope they're not driving, but they could be. They could be at their kids' ball game. They could be in line at the grocery store. They could be, in between customers. We don't know where they are, but typically if you're on your mobile phone, you're not sitting down, you're not focused. Sometimes you are, but you're all over the place. So what happens when you get someone and you maybe have a technician, and we see this all the time. If a technician is a good technician and they've been around for 10, 15 years and they've been consistently employed, they may not have an up-to-date resume. They may not feel comfortable applying right off the bat and just, filling out an application. There are many reasons why at one point or another, they're just not ready to move ahead. They may have questions. There may be all different types of things. And if you have an ad that simply says, hey, apply now, apply now, apply now, you're going to lose a large percentage of these folks. And when we at Technician Finder are going out and we're looking for candidates, we're digging deeper and we're looking for candidates that are already employed. And again, if you've been employed somewhere 10, 15 years, you probably don't have an up-to-date resume. And that may create friction in applying. It may create friction in reaching out. So what we want to do is we want to remove that friction. We want to make it easy to start a conversation so you can start talking to them, so you can sell the benefits of your shop and sell the dream. So that's a big part of this whole strategy. The next part of this is, so what do you say? So when you got that outreach, how do you turn the conversation so that it makes it okay for them to contact you via text? Well, I'm going to give you some actual wording that we use. And this is the wording that you can use with your own ads. Not sure you want to apply just yet? Don't have an up-to-date resume or just have a quick question? Send Jenny a text at 555-867-5309 and let us know that you saw the ad. Real simple. Here's another one. Feel free to shoot me a text if that works better for you. 555-867-5309. Let me know you saw the ad on Indeed. So this is one that you would put in your outreach email on Indeed. So once somebody has expressed interest, or if you're doing outreach, so you're actually going in and doing phishing, we call it, on Indeed, you just put this at the end of whatever message you have, and then it opens up a conversation, just a real simple, real informal request to have them start the conversation via text message. So where can you apply this tactic? You can apply it on Indeed or any other job board, and you just put it at the end of your ad. Super simple. It takes you maybe 10 seconds. You can apply it on Craigslist, also at the end of your ad. And we have some strategies for working with Craigslist to sort of revive that avenue as a viable opportunity to get technicians. It was kind of dying there for a while, but we do some things that has revived that a little bit. And we're getting applications from there. Your Facebook. So if you go on any other social media platform, you can just tack this on, that line onto any other of your ads. And you can also use it on postcards and flyers. So you can start that conversation very easily on any of these formats. So what's the other way that we can address getting a steady, consistent flow of applications? Well, one of those ways is building a deep bench. And what I mean by that is building a list of texts that you can call if you're in a pinch. So let's say somebody gave you notice on Friday and said, hey, you know what? I've got an offer and I'm going to be starting on Monday. Now you're in a pinch. If you have a list of technicians that you can call on that you've been communicating with and keeping up to date with, then it makes it a lot easier. You just get on the phone, you start calling them. What we recommend is that every time you have a conversation with someone via text, you just put their number into your phone. So I know several shops that are doing this and they're having a lot of success with that. You put their name, Bob Smith, and then you put technician in parentheses. So now anytime you get a call from these individuals, you know exactly who it is. You know that it's a tech. You know that you want to take that call. You also have them organized in your phone book so that you can just go down the list and make calls when you're in a pinch. You can also just go down your list every time you have a few minutes of free time and just make a couple outreach calls. Find out how they're doing, find out how things are going at their existing shop, update them on what's going on in your shop. It's just a way to get another touch and to develop that relationship so that when you get into a pinch, for that matter, when they get into a pinch, you're top of mind and you can always have somebody to reach out to. So who gets the text? That's always another question that I get. So when I'm on the phone with a shop owner or manager, they'll say, well, I don't want to give them my personal, mobile number. Well, some people are okay with that. Some people aren't. There's a couple of different options here. On the left-hand side, you'll see the bat phone. That's supposed to be the bat phone. Some of the shops I work with, what they do is they have what they call a bat phone. They just put it on the front counter. It's a mobile phone, but it's kind of a community mobile phone. And whoever's working on the front counter is responsible for answering any texts that come in and monitoring that. So just having just a general purpose mobile device for the shop is one idea. Another idea is the manager will just give their personal mobile phone. Sometimes we have the owner will give their personal mobile phone if they're the one responsible for fielding applications from new techs and just talking to them and getting initial interviews set up. And then on the right-hand side is just voice over IP companies that do text messaging. So they do phone and text messaging. There are dozens of them. I just took a quick sample here, and you can just Google them, and they're all over the place. And the services are pretty inexpensive, and you can just set it up so that you can receive text messages through these platforms. So since we started adding mobile and text numbers to our ads and outreach, we have seen a 20 to 30% increase in response rates. So we will reach out, we'll do outreach, and then we'll give them the option of sending a text message, and it increases outreach tremendously. So we're really excited about this strategy and think that you should add that into your toolbox in terms of things that can help you out to get more and better applications. So are there any questions? Just wanted to open up here. Any questions about this strategy or any questions about your hiring overall?
I have a question, Chris.
Yeah.
So you've seen a way better response or quicker response just using a text format than email or even just calling them on the phone?
What we've seen is an increased response. So yes, absolutely. What we like to do in the ads is we like to give them a choice. So, you know, a lot of people these days, you know, it's kind of funny to me, but I guess it's not to a lot of people. They just don't want to pick up the phone. And, you know, a lot of people are even afraid of the phone. And if they love texting, especially the younger generation, they just prefer to text. It's easier for them. They're super fast at it, a lot faster than I am. I'm so slow at texting. It's ridiculous. But they can just, their thumbs go a million miles an hour, and it's just easier. So we give them the option. In our ads, we say, hey, look, stop by with a resume, email us, call us, or shoot me a text. And that way, whatever way, again, this is about removing friction, whatever way they feel most comfortable contacting you. Some folks just like to show up. You know, they want to see what your shop's all about. So they'll show up and walk in and, you know, want to talk to somebody. Other folks, email is just better. And, you know, still other folks just sending out a quick text message. And it's important to tell them what to say in the text message. That's why in our example, we say, hey, just let us know you saw the ad, start the conversation. And yes, it does increase response rates.
No, that's great. That's great to hear that.
I think that's also a really good idea to have a cell phone that sits on the front counter and having somebody responsible to answer it all the time.
Absolutely.
It's a great idea.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And that will increase your response rates for, you know, basically anything that you do, particularly anything that you do online. So it'll help out a bunch. Okay. Any other questions about this or any other of your hiring needs?
I just wanted to say, Chris, you on that class I took last time, you told me to put a cell phone. And so what I did is the interviews that I went through that I liked, I gave them my phone. And Lord above, this morning, I got a text from a guy that I offered a job, but he didn't take it. And he stayed at his job and he was upset with his management. He texted me this morning if there's still a position, and he went and quit and came by just a bit ago, and he's starting Monday.
Fantastic.
So I think it was easier for security. He was like, dude, is there still a chance I can have a job? Yes. Okay. He quit. So that worked good.
That's outstanding. Outstanding. Your check is in the mail for the testimonial. Thank you.
Amen.
Yeah. This works. It really does work. It does. So that's awesome. I'm glad you found somebody, Brandon. And I highly recommend. I mean, you know what? It's not going to cost you anything. I mean, this is simple. All you do is you put this on the end of your ad. So that's all I had for